Hi there, my name is DanteVX, and today we're going to be doing the Let's Open of Final Fantasy XIII-2. Now, if you're wondering why there's two boxes, it's because this one is actually the pre-order content. It's quite rare that you get pre-order content in its own steelbook, but Square Enix have seemed to have taken the time and allowed you to have it in its own box. Either that or they couldn't be bothered putting it in this one box. So I will go through what's in each of them, and then we'll open them up and have a look. So if we start with the pre-order bonus, so obviously this is pre-order. There will be a few knocking about on eBay, but they'll be making you pay a ridiculous amount for them. And for what's in it, I would imagine most of it's going to be made available through downloadable content at some point anyway. So I wouldn't really waste your money on it if you're not a die-hard collector. So with this one, what you get is, well, you get like two sets really. You get what you get in game, which is the DLC, and you'll also get like extra things. So if we look at what you get in game first, you'll have a recruitable monster battle. Now, if you're not aware of this, you haven't played the demo or been reading up on it, there are opportunities to basically capture, in a way, sort of Pokemon style battles where you get to fight certain monsters, and if you beat them, they will be added to your team. They'll be added to your team's roster, and you can train them up. They will be separate from the crystal grids of, say, Noel and Sarah, and the way you level them up is through materia, which you can buy or find depending on whether they're organic or mechanical, that sort of thing. And they will take on specific roles depending what kind of creature they are. So sometimes they can be like a commando, sometimes a sentinel, sometimes a healer. You get the idea. What this allows you to do is have the recruitable monster battle of Omega, which is the quite famous Final Fantasy boss that's been in it since like Final Fantasy 1. I think its last non-online appearance was Final Fantasy X. It was in Final Fantasy XI or 14, one of the two, I'm not too sure. But basically this allows you to capture it and have it in your team and train it up, which is pretty cool. And you also get alternative costumes for Sarah and Noel, which are those two on the front of the thing. I don't think that's their costumes. I think that's what they wear normally. But you'll get alternative costumes for them. You'll also get Final Fantasy XIII Episode 1. Square Enix are doing a George Lucas, and basically what that is the story between Final Fantasy XIII and Final Fantasy XIII-2. So it fills in some of the gaps, I assume. And you also get the 3 lithograph cards that show key images from the game. Key images, not just images, key images. Okay, so remember that. So if we move on to the limited edition, this is what you'll be getting if you go into the shop and say, "Excuse me, I would like a limited edition of Final Fantasy XIII-2." And they will say, "Of course, sir, there you go." And you will take it, and you'll walk off, and you'll visit that shop again, because apparently they want no payment for their games. So that's a really good shop to go and get your games from. So yeah, you won't be getting this. Pre-order only, once again. This is what you'll be getting. And basically, inside this, you get the composer-selected soundtrack with a selection of music tracks from the game. Okay, I want to take a slight aside. This annoys me when I'm collecting games. Why only put a selection of songs on the soundtrack disc that you've given? I understand if it's, say, like Skyward Sword, where you've done it specially, it's like a specially done concert. And it's sort of spanning the entire of the Zelda franchise. But when you're doing a soundtrack for a game, then why not give you the full soundtrack? You're already paying 60 quid. And the annoying thing is that in Europe, we don't really get the opportunity to buy the soundtracks. I think my local HMV has just started stocking Guitar Hero 2, the soundtrack for that. So that's only like, what, 7 years late. So in England, we don't get the ability to buy the soundtrack, which means you either have to get them off eBay, import them through HMV, which is a ridiculous amount of money, or you have to download them illegally, or just not have them at all. If you're not going to release a soundtrack to a market, give them the opportunity to get them in the special editions. Don't surely having your composer select songs for the disc is more effort than just putting the CD in the box. Bottom line, put in the actual CD, not just a selection. Nobody wants a selection, they want the CD. I apologise. Aside from that, you also get the an artwork book, which has become standard, as we've seen in most other special editions. We've got the 6 collectible postcards featuring high quality CG artwork, and you also get a high definition lenticular art print showing an iconic image. An iconic image! I apologise. We don't want key images anymore. Get rid of them. They're useless. What you want is iconic images, and that's what you get with the limited collector's edition. So I'm DanteVX. This is Final Fantasy XIII-2. Let's open it up. Okay then, so this is the 2 boxes. These are the 2 boxes. Now then, we'll open this one first, and then we'll get involved with this one. So we slide that down. And basically this is just your little box closer thing with what you're going to get inside, which I read out to you earlier on. And this is the box you'll get. This is the steel box, or steel book. And on the back you get the traditional artwork as well. And we open it up, and there's no disc. And that's when you realise why they've done this. Basically, what it is, and the reason you get a steel box for your pre-order stuff is because in this edition you only get the standard box. You don't get a steel book, which they clearly wanted to do. So what they've done instead is sent this with the pre-order, so you can put your game in here. There's not actually meant to be a disc there. If some people have opened it up and think they're missing something, it's because they wanted this to go in here, essentially. So after that minor revelation on cost cutting, we can look at the artwork inside, and you can see what we've got inside here. So we have got episode 1, which is the short novella, and it is very short. I'm not entirely sure where we're going to get hold of any subsequent episodes, but that's episode 1. It's not hardback or anything. There you go. You then get your art cards. I think there's about 4 in there or something. That one is of Lightning and Sarah. So they are pretty good quality. The images are pretty nice. And then you get the Fight Style pack. So that's what you get in that one. Obviously the game will go in there in a second. So if we move on to the actual limited collector's edition, it opens up like that, which is actually a copy of the design of the Dissidia, the first special edition Dissidia, and it's slightly different from Final Fantasy XIII-1's special edition. And what you get is there's your high quality lithograph, which is essentially 3D. You probably won't be able to really see it on this. It's very pretty. It's very nice. You get your soundtrack selection, which we've already talked about, with only 6 tracks, if you can see them there. You also get your art cards, your art postcard things. You get the art of, which once again isn't hardback like a lot of the books you get these days, but it does have some very nice images. It's Square. You can say what you like about Square Enix, but they do know how to do their artwork. I will say that. There you go. And then you come to the actual game, which we'll endeavour to open. There we go. And inside you get your instruction booklet and your game, obviously. So what's that? That's the product registration card, and this is your instruction booklet, like so. So what they intend you to do, ladies and gentlemen, is once you've got this far, you take out this disc. You see? Close all this up. Like so. Close all that up. Keep that as your collector's edition. Put it somewhere safe. You then come to your pre-order box. You open it up. Pop that in there. And there you go. You have now got your Steelbook Special Edition Collector's pre-order case game. Can't go far wrong with that. It's been DanteVX opening Final Fantasy XIII-2. Hope you've enjoyed. Stay tuned for more.